So I want to answer the question like, what is a bookkeeping business's earning potential? I get asked this question a pretty good amount of times, and I just see it popping up constantly on like this website I go to called Answer the Public. When people go and post their questions and looking for people to help answer those questions, just really get some advice and get some motivation on where to go. So before we even hop into this thing, if you want some help growing your accounting or your bookkeeping business, go ahead and book a call with me. Okay, on this call, we're gonna basically see like what's holding it back. What are the things that you don't know that you're missing that I know from looking, back from my 7 years of experience running my business and working with about 100 students inside the six-figure firms mentorship program? Like, where are those different gaps inside of your knowledge that are causing you to be held back? And if it makes sense, we can even work together long term to accomplish your goals together. If that's you, go ahead and click on the link below. I'll love to see you on the call. Now, anyways, what is the earning potential? So the number one thing you have to really realize when it comes to growing this type of business, a service-based business, it's really about trust and relationships. So most people, like when they get started, they're thinking like they want to just go and put their stuff on like Upwork, or they want to put their stuff on like Bark or Alignable, right? And they're thinking in terms of like marketing their services, but really instead they need to be thinking about how can I just connect with people who have a lot of money. And that's really the thing that most people just don't understand, right? It's almost like, imagine there's an iceberg, right? And the things that people can see are the amount of money that the business is making, right? But the stuff that's underneath the water is where all the money is actually made. The stuff that's under the water is the amount of relationships. So for example, I have a student named Mike, and it is extremely easy for him to get clients. Okay, so for example, all I do for him, right? We don't have to use like LinkedIn, we don't have to use Instagram, we don't have to use really any kind of complicated marketing. He came in the program, he was making like 18 grand a month, right? Actually, no, I think it was close to like 15 grand a month. All I basically do is just say, hey man, pull out your phone. Let me see your phone contact. Okay, does he own a business? Does she own a business? Does she own a business? Does he own a business? Does he own a business? Okay, and then we go through that list. Next thing is pull up his LinkedIn. Okay, man, so you have like 1,100 friends. Okay, does he own a business? Does she own a business? Does he own a business? Does she own a business? Okay, then he went to his Facebook. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Then we went to his Twitter. Boom, 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 boom. Then we went to his client's LinkedIn account. Boom, 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 boom. Then we went to his church. We went to his church's bulletin board. Then we went and talked to all the other. It was just like all we did was just go through every single person he's ever spoken to in his life, right? And then we just like, okay, let's have a conversation with them. Let's both tell them that you're looking for clients and see if they can give you referrals. If they can't give you referrals, let's see if they actually need some help themselves, right? And then in about, I think it was about, he got COVID for a week, so we didn't really talk for a week, but it's crazy. He just has so many opportunities. We haven't even touched strangers yet, right? Well, we kind of touched strangers, but it was because like we used the client list. And we went like through friends of friends, and it's very very quick and very easy. He added about $208,000 in monthly recurring revenue with one client. He has four more consultations. He has one client that we're going to be adding about $3,000 to $6,000 per month in monthly recurring revenue from it too. He's going to be at about 50 grand per month within the next 4 months, and we haven't even started talking to strangers. It's just been a very simple marketing process. Okay, so I just want to say that just to kind of show you guys like the earning potential is really, really high. The thing that's going to determine how much you actually make and the speed at with which you make it is going to come down to your past relationships. Now, this is good news for people if you're like, have you been a very friendly person your entire life? And it's like, you talk to people, maybe you've gone to school, maybe you've kept up with the people inside of your network, maybe you have a lot of connections on Facebook or social media. Now, what happens if you don't? Okay, so for me, for example, I did not have many friends. Okay, when I was first starting out, like I had no friends. And that's because like I tended to be kind of a person where it was like I would just go to work, keep my head down and move. And then even like growing up, like in high school and college, I used to in high school, I like moved schools, right? And I just didn't talk to anybody. And then in college, it was kind of like a commuter school. So it was like you'd go to class and you kind of leave. You go to class and you leave. Then you go to class and you leave, right? And I went to two colleges like that. So like I did like 3 years in high school and I graduated early. Then I went to like a community college for about a year and a half. And then I got into another college, and it was just like every time, if looking back, if I had really just kind of like thought of this strategy and I knew that I want to start a business from the jump, I would have made a lot more friends. I would have talked to a lot more people. I would have joined more clubs, more organizations, maybe even got into like alumni associations. Like I would have been like way more expansive with my networks. But all I was really thinking was like, I'm just trying to get in and get out, get what I need and get out, right? And I was trying to climb the corporate ladder, and I was just trying to focus, 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 focus. But knowing what I know now, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, man, there's so many missed opportunities. And how I actually started correcting this was, number one, I started kind of building my network by utilizing LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn's a really good kind of cheat code for building a network and building a list of clients. You almost got to think of it kind of like how we did in the earlier example. Marketing is not a place you go. It is a list of people that you're building a relationship with over time. When you start thinking about marketing like that, that's when you can start really expanding your earning potential in your business. Like most people can get to six figures in about 8 months, you can get to six figures. Now, for some people, they can get to there in 3 months. Some people can get there in 2 months. I had one student get to 10 grand a month in about, took her like, I think it was like 40 days. And she had never taken on a client. She had no one that she knew. No one really liked her, but it was just because like she learned how to utilize the internet to start going and really building those relationships at hyper speed. That's kind of why, like earlier I talked about like the mentorship program. That's why a lot of people go in there. Like some people think that, I'm an introvert, Bryce, can you help me? And it's like, hey man, can you type on the computer? Can you talk to people on the computer? Can you ask the right questions? Can you copy and paste the messages sequences that I give you guys? If you can do that, then yeah, this thing is amazing for you. Now, the next thing is you have to really know how to talk to people correctly. Okay, so when I say that, like the business's earning potential is going to be really dictated by how many consultation calls and how many potential clients actually sign up with you when you do your consultation call. So for most people, when they're getting started in their business, they might go like 1 out of like 10 or even 1 out of 15, meaning that they have like 10 structured consultations where it's like them one-on-one with the business owner, and they're trying to basically sell their services and trying to really, really paint the picture of how they can help the business owner. Most people are going to go 1 out of 10. Most people are going to go 1 out of 20. I went 1 out of 35. I said, take that back. I went 2 out of 35. So I got a client from like a referral. And then I just totally messed up the next like 30, 35 consultations. And they kept saying no, they kept saying no, they kept saying no, they kept saying no. Right. And a lot of people are like that. Like my student Eileen, like she missed her first like 6 consultations, like the first 6 people she spoke to, where she said, hey, this is the price, this is the structure, this is what it looks like for us to work together. They said no. Right. And then what basically had to happen was I just gave her this like sales flow. I also showed her how to ask the right questions inside of the consultation. And I also showed her how to do like objection handling. All objection handling means is like, how to hear what someone's concerns are and then just kind of restructure their concerns and get them to see things a slightly different way and help them really understand the value of the service you provide. And then they generally will say yes, or sometimes they might need a couple of days to kind of think about it. There's nothing wrong if like you don't close them directly on the phone. Nothing wrong with that. Don't think that you have to be this master salesperson and you got to be like just fast talking. What is it, like selling ice to an Eskimo? It's not like that. It's more about, number one, like we talked about earlier, how many people can you get to really like you and be your friend? Then from there, it's just how do you present your service in a way that shows that you can actually solve their problem and you're the person to help them out. Okay, now that's really, really, really important. I mean, she closed the next 7 people in a row. Actually, no, she closed 7 out of 8 people in a row. after those first 6 consultations like didn't work, and then I just gave her the script. She followed the script. She had confidence in herself. She knew exactly what to say. She knew exactly how to say it. She knew exactly what to say when the person said no or the price is too expensive. And she closed 7 people in a row. It was ridiculous, because like people talk about the introversion thing. They're like, I'm an introvert, I don't like talking to people. She was an introvert. Like, inside of the my program, I give people like what's called a sales call library. So I have like recorded videos of past students on actual consultation calls, and you can actually go and view those, and then actually just see like from start to finish what that looks like, feels like, and sounds like. On her calls, she literally like talks, and then her volume gets like really quiet. And she talks, and like she just starts getting nervous like mid conversation. A lot of the times she speaks to people, right? That's really like shyness to its peak. So I mean, if you can hold a straight conversation without getting nervous while you're sitting one-on-one with the business owner, or if you do get nervous, like you just push through that, you're definitely going to be able to make this thing work, and your earning potential is going to be very high. Now, excuse me, the next thing to talk about with earning potential is the size of the potential clients. Okay, your earning potential is going to be a lot lower if you're talking to microscopic business owners. So I was speaking to this young lady yesterday, actually, on a consultation call. She joined my program, but she had been in business for like 2 years, and she had a number of clients, but some of them like dropped off from COVID. Some of them just said her service was too expensive. And then yeah, so she had like 4 or 5 clients right now, and she was only making like probably, I think it was like between 1,500 and 2 grand a month. And I'm like, man, dude, it wasn't necessarily her fault. It was just the fact that she just didn't know what she didn't know, right? Because like most people, when they get started, they try and get as many clients as possible, right? And we're just like, we're trying to get as many clients as possible. I'm just trying to get clients, trying to get clients, trying to get clients, trying to get clients. But if you don't take a step back and look at where you're going, it's very easy for time to really pass you by. And then you realize, oh crap, I've been kind of doing this incorrectly. Right. And that's also why, like whenever I make the invitation for someone to book a call, I'm like, dude, just book the call before you feel like you need the help. Right. Because by the time that you actually think you need the help, it's generally like more of a dire situation. It feels more of an emergency situation. I don't know why people do that. Just like it's almost like, don't wait to the last minute to do things in life. You got to be proactive. You got to be doing things ahead of time. You got to be moving forward. You got to be moving fast. You got to be looking ahead. Like, where am I going next? If you want to actually be a successful business owner, like successful business owners, um, they're forward thinking, they're long-term thinking. They're thinking, okay, cool. So here's the end goal in mind. So I don't know what is the different paths and the pitfalls that lie ahead, but I want to be able to reach that goal in the shortest period of time. So if here's where I'm at now and here's the goal, okay, so that means I have to go try this, 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 and then maybe I'll die along the way. Versus, why don't I just like pay someone some money, take a helicopter, and then just airdrop into the goal? That's kind of the thing, right? Now, going back to what we were talking about, the reason why she was only making between 15 to 2 grand a month was because the clients she had just didn't have enough transactional volume. She's a bookkeeper, so it didn't have enough transactional volume for her to be able to even like get any kind of hours or to charge the rate that she want. Like, people were literally, she has a client that literally said that $300 a month is too much. He's paying her too much. He needs to cut her hours back, or cut the amount of money that she's charging back. And she goes, okay. And basically now she's working with him for about 150 a month. I was like, oh my gosh, man, that client sucks. That sucks. Think about it. If you're only paying what is that, $300 per month, that's $3,600 per year. If a business owner is too small, they can't afford to pay you $3,600 a year, that's generally not a good client. Think about it. You can't buy anything for less than 3,600 a year. That's less than 2 computers. That's about 1.5 computers, depending on the size of the computer. Like, this computer I'm using now is about $1,900, right? So if I got 2 of those, I'm already over 3,600. If the potential client either does not have enough money or doesn't value you and your service as much as 2 computers, you're not talking to the right people. And that's going to drastically like enhance your earning potential. I talked about the guy Mike in the beginning, right? And how he's able to get clients that are paying him, $208,000 per year. Like that wasn't like 5 clients he got. That was one client is going to be paying $208,000 per year. And it comes from being able to go to clients that are already doing, $1 million, or they have a cash infusion of like, 1.5 million, 2 million, or they're doing 5. Like these are the guys that we're shooting for. We're not shooting for like, we're not shooting for like, truck drivers who are, independent contractors. We're not shooting for like Lyft drivers or Uber drivers. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. It's just if someone is under 6 figures in a year for their total revenue, they're not going to be able to pay you $4,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $2,000 a month. Versus if you go after someone that's making, mid 6 figures, low 7 figures, mid 7 figures, low 8 figures, they have budget to be able to pay you, prices above $1,000 a month. So that's why we're shooting for them. Now, the one thing I do hear people say is like, well, I have a heart for the little guy. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, you can work with the little guys. It's just, I would be spending 90% of my time trying to find bigger guys. And you can, once you have like 2 or 3 bigger clients and you're out of like the danger zone and you can actually be self-sufficient with your business. Yeah, with the extra time that you have, you can work with those smaller clients, really help them out. But it's one of those things where if you're ever on an airplane and they talk about in the pre-flight kind of safety presentation, it's like, if the plane's going down and the gas masks pop out, secure your gas mask first before you go and secure someone else's. Because you're going to be of no help to that person if while you're trying to go put on their mask, if you don't have a mask and you pass out, now both of you just, are in danger. Versus if you put on your mask first, you secured yourself, now you have time to not only help out this person, but you can help out this person, help out this person, help out this person, help out this person, help out this person. And you can be self-sufficient and sustainable, and you're going to save a lot more businesses and a lot more lives. So you got to really focus on that. And guys, that's really how we talk about the bookkeeping business earning potential. That's a long way of saying it's really up to you. There's a lot of $1 million bookkeeping businesses. Some of the biggest businesses on the planet are actually bookkeeping and accounting businesses. They're accounting and bookkeeping like firms, right? The big 4. So there's a huge amount of earning potential. It really just comes down to what are you capable of and how fast can you reach your goal. That's going to really determine how much money you make and really what is your comfort level in life too. Okay, so if you want some help going and reaching your goals, guys, like don't wait. Don't wait until you're out of options. Go and click a link inside the description. Book a call with me, guys. I'm here to help. I'm here to make sure you go and you reach your goals. Now, there's a fee to work for me, but the fee is ridiculous, like how low it is in comparison to how much money they're making. I'm not charging $208,000. Like I got in one client. If you go get a client for $5,000 a month, that's $60,000 a year. I'm not charging you $60,000 a year. It's just really more about like what is preventing you from really believing that you can go and get 50,000 a year, 60,000 a year, 70,000 a year type of clients. Once you know you can do that, then it's just no brainer. So don't wait. Go ahead and book a call on the link on the description below. It'll take you to my calendar. You can choose a time that fits you the best. Let's talk. Let's see if I can help you out. Let's see if we can reach your goals in the shortest time period possible. And if it makes sense, let's do it together. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you inside of the next video.